We got some sports beef, sports beef. What's going on, y'all? It's MASAI Stadium coming back. Yes, sir. We got sports media beef. It seems like nowadays the media beefs more than what the actual players and all that, what they be doing. Shout out my team. Shout out Woolen. Shout out Eamon Wari. They got that squashed. I don't like Woolen coming out on X and you know battling. I mean, not battling, but coming out and saying what he said about what happened between him and Eamon in the NFC Championship game. Just if y'all brothers, just let that in-house stuff be in-house. Don't come out in the media and say we all good and we know y'all good and everything. Just let it's a little corny by me. That's a little corny in my opinion, but neither here nor there. But from Pat McAfee and Ryan Clark battling out. JB and Mina Kimes. If y'all don't know JB, he's a YouTube guy like Jason Whitlock. Him and Jason, or Job the Whitlock, I should say. I don't really respect Jason Whitlock. That's what we're here to get into today. But the sports media abuse be going on. The sports media beefs more than they actually be talking ball sometimes. First take be doing. I think that's what I saw a little clip, I ain't gonna lie, of Jason Whitlock yesterday, kind of talking about what he's about to get into, Cam's buffoon and things of that nature. Like when he gets on the first take, and what I gotta say about that is Cam does what he does. He has his own personality. What I gotta like thing is he has to. he- It's not. Sometimes it's not really analytical. I was a real big fan of Fourth and One when he started it. I watched a lot of episodes. He was analytical, told it in his own way, but then it started getting a little too, too much. He started doing a little the antics and things like that. Like Boogie became a little, it died out a little bit. But I respect Cam, former NFL MVP, and he has his own platform. And think about me a little bit going back to 2012, 2011. Well, I don't know when it was, but whenever First Take kind of started, had their run when Kevin Hart used to and Carrie Champion, shout out Carrie Champion, she's on CNN now, but when she used to host First Take and Kevin Hart used to be on there sometimes, I was watching that like regularly in the summertime. That was my show. I used to watch it with my grandparents. My grandparents had it on, so I'd watch it with them. I was watching that more than I was watching like Nickelodeon and things like that. You know, um, that's when I started really diving into sports and well, just sports media too, and how like Stephen A. was that personality and how he could just have show himself and just have that personality back then and talking about sports. And I was like, man, that's dope. And then 2018, 2019, when the clips started coming out about First Take, Stephen A. and like how big the show was, it seemed like every time like when he was yelling, that's when they threw a clip out there, and it seemed like the show became scripted into saying like, hey, Stephen A, like you gotta yell sometimes instead of doing this or doing that. It seems because sometimes the big media companies do that. Joe Rogan, I don't watch Joe Rogan a lot, but I was him and Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, they came out with a podcast, and I saw a clip. He was talking about Tony something. He has a comedy special that's on Netflix now, and they like Netflix controls the rights to. He's like, hey, people stop watching at this sort of time, and you have to you know fix it or whatever, like move your product around. And sometimes, like, the ESPN might do that to a lot of companies. They got rid of a lot of people when they hired Pat McAfee. They try to go a different direction. But we'll get into this right
Cam
now.
Newton
Let's see what Jason Whitlock got to say.
is paid to be a clown and racialize the conversation at ESPN.
I do not think Kevin Stefanski wants Shador Sanders.
See, like when I hear that, I heard that yesterday. And I was like, that's such like stupid take because it's like, no, it's I mean, Cam don't even. I don't even think he does that. I get. He has a lot of. I would say some of the topics on First Take would. make him push like to either side or just even have like a opinion like that. You know, like the Stefanski thing. Like you have to question what went into that. Why Shador was the fifth round pick? In my opinion, I think the NFL did collude and say, hey, like if everybody in the league went around and said, hey, we don't like this guy, what does that sound to you? They all colluded or they all talked to each other and said, hey, we don't want to draft this guy. So it's like make it make sense to me if you didn't think, you know. But Stefanski on the other hand, he doesn't work out Shador with the mini camp. He doesn't work out Shador with the ones and he works him out with the twos and threes basically when he should be having ones reps when Dylan Gabriel's getting the ones reps. You know, they drafted Dylan in the third, but you know what's coming around the pipe, bro. Like you know what's coming if Dylan stinks up the joint, which he did. And they wanted to cheat the door, which he got in there. And coming in the next season, you still have Dylan Gabriel on the roster, and everybody's talking about Shador. So it's iffy. What does Todd Monken want to do? You know, because he did. I mean, Todd Monken did have Lamar. You know what I'm saying? And Lamar was a running quarterback. Dylan Gabriel was a running quarterback. So it would be it's gonna be interesting. But on Stefanski's side, I don't even know why he got hired like that uh to the Falcons so early. You know, after all the stuff he did, it's it's laughable. You know, by the Falcons' part, because it's just gonna be the we all know the cycle. It's just 3 years, see what they do, and get a new head coach. Hopefully, not Kyle, well, Kyle Pitts too, but what's the quarterback name? Michael Penix. Hopefully, they can, 5,000 yard season. Hopefully, he can spark some life into Atlanta. Hopefully, Mike McCarthy can spark some life into Pittsburgh. And it's gonna be interesting who takes that Las Vegas job and the Arizona job because hey, those are two great places to live, man. Like Las Vegas is booming, Arizona is booming. It's always nice in Arizona. I mean, it's just hot. It's hot as hell. But they play in dome, so you ain't got to worry about all that. And yeah, let's let's see what job of the Whitlock got more to say.
Succeed.
For this to be the first move that Matt Ryan made.
No facts, just emotion, just a discussion of everything through a racial lens. It's a clown show at ESPN. And Cam, I know Cam thinks I don't like him, and Cam can't wait to see me. He can't wait to beat up a 58-year-old man. Cam, good luck with it. Cam.
Oh, like why do they do that? Why did he try to play into the angry black man or like he trying to play like the victim, bro? Like trying to paint something on Cam after you came at Cam, bro. Like, bro, we should be talking about you. Like, I don't even think Cam came at you. You talked about Cam first. Now you're gonna be talking about Cam. Can't wait to see me. Make it make sense. What are we doing? What are we doing? Like, come on, bro. Like, come on, Cam.
I'm
I rock with Cam, bro.
trying to actually give you good advice. If you want to know why Matt Ryan can make one Super Bowl appearance,
We'll get into that, but how is he like? I just hate the fact that he try to like even do that. Like, he gon' he gonna throw jabs and then try to gonna lay back again. That's a weak dude right there. Jabba been a weak dude though, you know. But Matt Ryan, we gonna see what he said.
one MVP and then had the Atlanta Falcons say, hey, you should be the president of our organization, and why you can't.
Hold on, if y'all deal with me, stay with me real quick. Though I'ma make it bigger. All right, cool. Come on now, come on now.
Get that opportunity with the Carolina Panthers or anybody. No one's putting you in a position of responsibility and decision.
Well, I wouldn't even compare that. Like, do we want to bring like people want to put their narrative? This is the narrative driven by Jason Whitlock. Like, who are you paid by, Jason? You want to talk about ESPN and him? Who are you paid by to like draw this narrative? Because you're not even drawing the fact of when Cam was drafted. what did the owner say to Cam? Oh, what tattoo? Do you got tattoos on your body, Cam? And asking him all this stuff, trying to paint a narrative on Cam and like paint a picture on Cam when he ain't even that. You know what I'm saying? Great quarterback, and went down the line. He did come back with Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera did sign him, and then it did go bad or whatever. I don't know what happened down the line with Cam and the Panthers, but now it's a good relationship. You know, maybe they might ask him for advice now. You never know, because the Carolina Panthers, hey, you don't know who's up in there in management, what was going on. You know, hey, I don't know. You know, Bryce Young's looking okay right now. They did move off of Brian Burns, and they did draft Tetaroa, but maybe they don't have to ask him for advice because they did have Andy Dalton in there. You know what I'm saying? Or they had some former quarterbacks up in there. That was a long time. If you know, drop it in the chat. But yeah, it was a different relationship. Like it's not even comparable. Matt Ryan was there for how many plus years? He goes to the Patriots, and then Cam goes to Patriots, and then Matt Ryan. Yeah, he was with the Falcons. I think probably longer than Cam was. And was mediocre. Did Atlanta like is ask the city at ask the city of Atlanta who if they want Matt Ryan making those decisions, and then ask Carolina if they want Cam making those decisions, bro. Like what are we talking about? We know the answer to that, bro. Atlanta does not want Matt Ryan up in there. And then if you ask the Carolina fans, they know they want Cam up in there making decisions. Okay, they hear him. Like, come on, bro. They may not agree with how he tells it, but they gonna want him up in there. He probably knows some things. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I'm just telling you probably how it is. Okay.
Making, it's because you have decided you would rather play the buffoon than actually be a decision maker and a true impact maker. But you want to blame white racism rather than yourself.
Fences are failing all over the park.
I'm gonna pause it after this ad. God damn, man, it's so long. And he said, I'm gonna have to move off Gilly though. He said, Gilly, get out the way. He said, hey, Gilly, or he said, hey, Gilly, you know what I'm saying? And we gonna team up to take out. We gonna take out this dude right here. You know what I'm saying? Or he said, Gilly, hey, move around. I got the ball. I got the ball. Move around, Jordan, Kobe, nigga. Move around, nigga. Move around. Shout out McCann.
Watch out. I'm through with you.
Strong statements right there.
We done. We done.
What's his name?
Jason
Oh,
Whitlock.
yeah.
Jabba. Call him Jabba around here. You know what I'm saying? Jabba Whitlock.
Jason!
Go ahead, though.
You got my undivided attention, brother. What would you have me do, old Jace? Would you rather me be a puppet? Would you rather me go against the grain? Would you rather me not speak how I truly feel? Would you rather me just be a pawn on a chessboard? No.
See, I get what he's saying right there, a little bit. Don't put him in a box, you know what I'm saying? Because that was sometimes, it's a lot of people, they can't say how they want to say it. And they not be a lot of times back in the day, they weren't accepted how they said things, and Cam's basically saying, you can't put me in a box, bro. Like I'm a do me. You know what I'm saying?
There's one thing about me, Mr. Whitlock, that you must understand. You call it clown, a buffoon, all these different name calling. I say it this way. My voice to the culture is way more heavier than I even expected it to be. I owe a service to speak up for the muzzled.
this is like what he just said right there is pretty big. You know, you can break that down as speed, Kai Cenat, all these other big streamers, they don't like they don't have to do anything, you know what I'm saying? But your voice is huge and you gotta understand that. And what people are saying about you and what I see about you, you go online and it's like Speed went to China one time and some dude was mocking how he did things and all the barking and I get it, it's jokes and all the other stuff. Speed's doing great, like better than I am, you know what I'm saying? Better than a lot of us. But I love what he's doing. I wish I could do that, travel the world like he's doing, and all the ooh, lovely to see. You know what I'm saying? I don't watch all the streams. I watch clips and all that, but it's real cool. But it's like the voice they got and the platform they got. Realize what you got and realize what people are saying about you, like, or what problems are being had and discussed. Like things are going one way in our culture and it's not good and well some things are good but I'm just saying how our old songs used to be and how people made music back in the day and how the culture was back in the day. It wasn't all ratchet, bro. 70s, 80s, what was it? I mean, okay, you could say cocaine culture, but what was some people could look at Magic and look at the smile and be like, I want that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I looked at. You know what I'm saying? I look at that all the time. I look at Magic. I look at Bill Russell. I look at Kareem, and what were they doing at that time? You could say, oh, cocaine culture and or the crack epidemic, whatever. I mean, the Lakers. It was going on. Like there was success. You know what I'm saying? There was something like the Black Panther Party, and it wasn't all that. I'm just saying we have to go back before we have to go get forward. And those guys, they have to realize that sometimes. Just put that out there in the world, y'all. It's not all ghetto and ratchet and all that other stuff. Like I wish we just talked light more about how it was back then. But I ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna say we have to go back a little bit, do your history before know your history, and then we can go forward. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but Jason Whitlock ain't saying none of that. He's on the other side getting paid by some, you know, clan member or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna see what
I
Cam
owe a
gotta
service to
say.
speak up for the muted. I owe a service to speak up to the forgotten or the overlooked. I owe a service to make sure that when I do grace a TV screen,
Hopefully, what I just said resonated with some of y'all and Cam can't hear me, but like you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
my dialect, my tone, my vernacular, my words that I utter is not only factual, but it's also relatable to my kind. My kind is not just a color. My kind is just not a gender. My kind is not just what you may think as racial slander. My kind is for the people who understand and can relate. Sorry, Jason,
And
but it's
that's why we watch Cam, y'all. That's why we love Cam, y'all. Because he's relatable sometimes. I just think some of for a lot of y'all, he relates way more than he does to me. You know what I'm saying? And that is totally fine. I'm a middle class kid. I ain't going front. You know, I'm hey, but Cam, on the other hand, like that's why people love Cam because some people can watch Dan Orlovsky and be like, oh, I love Dan. I love Dan and what he does. I love CBS Sports Network. I love the people who take their job seriously and it's not just all antics all the time, like Shady McCoy and some of these former players. When we see former players, sometimes Cam got this too. It's their ego that comes into it a lot of times and it seems like they don't watch the former games. Like when he talks about Notre Dame, like let's be real, like Notre Dame is a good school. They're relevant right now. Don't be talking about like they're the Cowboys or something. I don't like Notre Dame. I'm a USC fan, but I respect Marcus Freeman and what he got going on over there. A black head coach at Notre Dame. He loves the program. He's not leaving, it seems like. Well, yeah, Mike McCarthy just got the job, so at the Steelers. If I was Marcus, I would have took that, but neither here nor there. You would have been Notre Dame and the Steelers job on your rec. That would have been cold. That would have been cold on your resume, dog. Ooh, that would have been cold, man. As a black man, come on now, come on now. Ooh, that would have been sharp, man. But you know, yeah, like that. That's pretty much why we watch these guys, man. But can't it's the ego that comes into it sometimes. I wouldn't say it's a race baiting or like a buffoon or none. What Jabba the Whitlock said, it's just tell that is the ego, man. Like just kind of drop it. But yeah,
It's abundantly clear that you're not like much. That's fine because I appreciate you trying to create a narrative.
and that's fine. I gotta go back. Hold on, let me go back 10 seconds real quick. Oh, that's
That's
funny.
fine.
Hold on.
Here, that you're not like much. That's fine because I
And that's
appreciate you trying to create a
that was
narrative
funny.
that just isn't right. I'm not going to send threats. I'm not going to send any type of
I ain't gonna lie, this fit is crazy right now. This fit is bugging. Yo, like the more I look at it, his fit is like he got the pants and then he got the jacket on, or the scarf. What is he doing with it? And then Timberwolves thing, it's not even matching, Cam. Like you gotta match a little bit with it. I like to match the colors, I just can't throw on red, blue, green, and RGB. Now these RGB lights, if you know, you know. Shout out Chief Keef. But yeah, like you can't just be throwing on whatever ever which way. You gotta throw on the green with the light blue pants with the white shoes or something like that. Green or match it up. Or I would have thrown in the black top with the I don't know what he has on with a different hat. The hat's what's killing it right now, I think. He has to match the outfit. My bad.
you know, mixed reviews. I genuinely can't
My
wait
bad.
to run into you so we can have a discussion.
Yeah, so you can have a discussion. See, he tried to paint it as the angry black man. And all that. We ain't doing that over here. No, sir.
Because one thing that I've always battled with my whole entire life, Jason, and you fall victim to that as well too, with your critique of who Cam Newton is Cam Newton is always misunderstood. I've never seen you. I've never met you.
What I got into before, like, yeah, like people hold over his head like the even in college, man, the laptop stuff and what Urban Meyer I guess said about him. I don't think he said I don't know. The media was throwing it, saying Urban Meyer said that he was one of the worst players he ever had, something like that. Um, a lot of people said that, like Cam even said came out and said that wasn't really true. I think Paul Feinbaum like even attacked him and attacked Cam's character and saying he was selfish and things of that nature. Like just throwing a narrative on Cam, bro. Like she just battling like just this narrative on yourself. I don't know. Is it a little bit Cam? Like I can we tell the truth? Can we get down to brass tacks a little bit, Cam? You're not the best role model, I would say. Like when it comes to football, yes, you on the field you're one of the great guys, and off the field you always show respect. But how you raise like how you want to raise a family? I would say no. Like I'm just saying, I would just say that Cam. Other than that, you a good dude. But the family stuff and this pillow talking. I don't like this pillow talking on your other podcast. You doing too much pillow talking with these women and these other dudes and asking these questions that don't need to be asked. Like, oh, this scenario, and then I saw him with this other dude. Just I don't know. It comes to a head sometimes, and it seems like these questions just they go nowhere. They just seem a little too just media driven, instead of just real conversation. Sometimes with other podcasts, sometimes you can see on the shop or Gil's Arena's a real good one where they just talk ball and it's just talk realness. when Cam and Unk their podcast, it seems like they're trying to like drive some media or something, you know. But other than that, Cam, hey, we rocking with you, not Jabba. That's all I gotta say.
And I would love that day where I'm able to shake your hand and have a real discussion about who I really am. That's not a threat. That's not me trying to intimidate you as a 50-year-old individual. I think for me, I've coined the phrase. A lot of people may say, hey, I'm the culture's uncle.
Maybe,
Well,
yes,
I've
sir.
coined the phrase that I'm the culture's.
Let's see what he says. But yeah, Shannon Sharp lost that term, dog. When he did what he did, bro. Like you can't be a hypocrite like that. That's my old thing. Like you can't critique all the youngins, you know what I'm saying, like Tyreek Hill and whoever, maybe people in the NBA or things like that, what they're doing when you're doing the same thing what they doing. And you lost your bag. You can't do that. You cannot do that, bro. So that was to a OnlyFans, bro. Anyway,
Cousin. We always got that one person in the family that just is an outlaw. But one thing about it, they ain't never really wrong. It's just the delivery sometimes can be altered. And I'm working on that. Now, I hope you wasn't referring to me as not being educated. I hope you weren't referring to me as not being the person that you want me to be, because that ain't in always
oh, that's
everybody's best
funny.
interest. We live in a free country. We live in a
What's up?
country where you're pushed to be all you can be. You could be anything. You could be the president of the United States. You could be a business owner, small business owner.
I don't know if y'all caught that.
You're
Let me
in
ruin that.
a free country. And always not being the
Hold on, let
person
me.
that you want me to be, because that
Yo, he jolted though. Remember I said about the angry black man? I want the person you want me to be. You know what I'm saying? Cam is funny, bro. Okay, like yes, sir.
ain't and always anything. You could be the president of the United States. You could be a business owner, small business owner. You can be a CEO. You can have a 9 to 5 and another 9 to 5 and another 9 to 5 and a 5 to 9.
Hmm.
But before I allow you or anybody else to be something that I'm not, I will remind you, Jason, that your critique of me.
The kid thing is a knock, Cam. I ain't gonna lie, brother. The kid thing is a knock on your character. We can't do that. And then you'll whatever you doing on this other podcast stuff, not fourth and one, the other one. Yeah, it's a little too much. Yeah, yeah. Mm.
Saying or
Ah.
having the thought that I have no facts and no backing to my specific discussions and topics, you're absolutely wrong.
Fences are failing all over the park.
Why they keep showing ads, bro? I'm doing videos. Don't they understand that?
And it's sad because they always say, it be your own kind.
Facts.
I heard what he
Well,
said.
Jason,
Ooh.
my brother, this ain't got nothing to do with race. This just has everything to acknowledge that you're tone deaf to a lot of things, bro.
Factual.
What platform are you on?
Same platform you on? Keep going.
What audience do you speak to?
Ooh, different. I get what you're saying now. Okay.
I looked at your comments, and it's abundantly clear that the people in your comments and the people in my comments are two different people commenting. Whether it's, oh, Cam was wrong, I can accept that. Cam,
People that don't even watch sports. I don't even know how you like you watch a live stream sometimes. I don't know if y'all do this. and then someone just keep commenting Trump 2024, Trump 2024, Trump 2024, keep going, or just their political views or whatever on a sports stream. Like, dog, like you got any other thing going on, bro? Like, and it's a bunch of them, like multiple streams, dog, and it's like, what are you talking about? Like I was watching the press conference the other day of Mike McDonald, and it was just ice comments, or the like protect ice or something like that, and I'm like, like damn, bro, I'm just trying to, God, like, sheesh. So it's like, there's different type of people, but I feel like when, like us, you know what I'm saying, we just trying to watch ball. And they always trying to pick on us. They trying to be racial and all the other stuff. Like, no, bro, we're just trying to live. Like, my God, we've been trying to do, just trying to live, just trying to be us. And so, they attack us for it. So it's
Cam's a
crazy.
hater. I can accept that. Cam, I agree with you. I can accept that too. But understanding, you will not find another individual.
And the thing is, Jason Whitlock just being a puppet for them. He just being a puppet for, those people who think like that. And it's just crazy to me. Like, we don't need more puppets. We just need more people to just let us live and just let us chill. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, what's going on. And I'm not here to talk about what's going on right now. I'm just here to talk about, hey, Jason Whitlock, he a puppet for the other side, and or the racist people and all the other stuff to deal with them. But yeah, like nobody trying to start nothing. And Cam Ben trying to start. I get you might not like the antics, but he's not. I don't think there's an agenda that he's trying to push on ESPN. Like, you can't. There's an agenda. Job of the Whitlock trying to push, but Cam, I don't really think so. He's just trying to talk ball. This is,
Like
man.
Cam Newton. But. There's always a but. And this but can be compared to a BBL but in regards to you.
Oh no.
I can find multiple people that do what Jason Whitlock does.
I mean, you could say me. I mean, I'm gonna take that Cam. You know what I'm saying?
Who's really winning? I look forward to the day that we do meet. And once again, this is not a threat, bro. It's one of those dynamics where you got real people who really hate you. I'm not one of them. I'm just intrigued.
Like former NFL players too, bro. And when they see him, it's on site. Yeah, yeah. Like I would be like that. Oh yeah, I wouldn't. I ain't got nothing. Shoot, I'm just saying, Jason Whitlock. Hey, go do your thing, bro. We just trying to chill and live, bro. It ain't bothering me, bro. So kind of do. That's why I voted Kamala. Shoot, the other things on Kamala's side don't really bother me. I get it, it's there, but the racist stuff, it does really affect me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I wouldn't vote for that. So if you really want to come down to brass tacks, what is a black man gonna vote for? Something that really doesn't bother him, or something that really doesn't bother him effectively? Like, I'm just throw that out there. I did. You know what I'm saying?
To silence your stereotypical thought of a black man in front of a camera in America with long hair that finds ways to call truth to power, then when I call out a Kevin Stefanski, when I call out other organizations and say questions like, how do you hire a Mike McCarthy? How do you even interview a Philip Rivers and not even give the opportunity to a Byron Leftwich, a Super Bowl winning coordinator? That just so happens to be black. I've always spoke about diversity, equity, and inclusion. I've always been an advocate to former players. But somehow, Mr. J.
Some of the things, like, like Skip Bayless and like when white people get it, hey, when Max Kellerman, some of those guys, we don't need to be throwing like their whiteness back in their face. You know what I'm saying? I would never do that. If we rock with each other, we rock with each other. Don't throw my blackness in my face. I won't throw yours in yours. You get what I'm talking about? We ain't gotta throw about. I get it. Some people like to throw jokes in there about racial. I don't think that's cool. You know, it is whatever. I've dealt with it and friends, you know what I'm saying? Some of them is cool, right? But I'm not gonna be like, hey, like, oh, that's so such and such, like, oh, you always do this. But when he's like Skip Bayless or something like that, you know, when you hear him talk, it's like, okay, he understands it, you know. Max Kellerman, okay, he understands. You know what I'm saying? So
You've been able to, and co, have been able to try to shift the narrative or try to coin the phrase uneducated individual. You may not have said it, but that's the vibe that you give me. So,
rewind that real quick. Hold on.
but that's the vibe in the narrative or try to coin the phrase uneducated individual.
Hmm?
You may not have said it, but that's the vibe that you give me. So, as we talk on a platform that I'm able to be 100% authentically myself, I don't have to look behind my back. I don't have to look over my shoulder. I don't have to worry if I will see this person or not. I'm comfortable in my skin.
Fences are failing all over the park.
Bro. Brother. There's too many ads.
Are you comfortable in yours?
Ooh. Mic drop.
So,
Jabba.
if you find flaws
Jabba.
in who I am, that's fine. That's cool. I respect that. But you're talking to an individual that does not look for other people's validation, appreciation, or clearance. Because being from Wakanda, by way of Atlanta, Georgia, I can go anywhere in this world
Indeed.
and be authentically myself.
Indeed.
By talking the way I talk, dressing the way I dress, wearing hats.
And a lot of people ain't got that privilege, Cam. So shout out you, but I get it. You can do what you do. I don't know if this is like a flex right now. You need stepping on them. Kind of bring it back down to your point. You know what I'm saying? Or my point, I guess.
How I wear my hats.
Brass tacks, you know what I'm saying? So
From country clubs to pharmaceutical homes, Section 8 or penthouse. My Rolodex is extremely, it has a lot of variety in it. So be careful, Mr. Whitlock, because you fell victim to what I really wanted you and others to understand. I may look some dumb, but I ain't plumb dumb.
what?
Thank you, Peggy.
What? Big dumb plum? Okay. I ain't from the South. Let y'all know that. So whatever going with it. Some of them Southern terms, bro. If you from the North, or no, God, I hate that. We ain't doing from the North and South. If you from Cali or just from the West Coast, God, the North, like, ew. We're not in the freaking 1800s. This isn't what is it? Not West Side Story, but what's that movie about the Civil War? Y'all know what I'm talking about. That 3 hour movie. But yeah, this ain't that. But you know, let's see. Let's see what Cam got to say more.
Well, on that note, brother.
But he ain't plumb though. I get it. But yeah, That was good, but I hope y'all got something from this. This was when I saw this, I was like, oh yeah, I had to get to it. I had to say something because Jason Whitlock get on my nerves a lot of times, and I was like, I got a platform, do something about this now, and Jason can't do that. So I hope y'all enjoyed.